what happens to those, this is a question that was sent in, what happens to those people who have been unfairly charged during that time? From August 1st, they went and they bought chickens, and the price was way above the amount. Are you concerned about that? Can they be compensated in some way?
Legally speaking, no. This is the straight answer, because the act around pricing for non-price control items is purely dependent on the business, and whether to put something under price control or not is a government policy decision based on the FCCC's recommendation. That being said, there is no law restricting anybody from increasing the prices. Now, if the prices are exorbitant, that would amount to unconscionable conduct, which is an indirect breach of the FCCC Act. So it's a very general provision which says a person shall not in trade or commerce engage in a conduct that's unconscionable. The conduct itself is not defined. We in Fiji have taken it to be defined as if there's an exorbitant increase, if there's misrepresentation around the price increase, if it is not tax related and you've increased it and you're telling customers this is because of change in VAT, then we can prosecute. Unfortunately, we are still bound by the requirements of the law. Fortunately for the traders, sometimes unfortunately for the consumers, because we still have to follow the process of natural justice. Once we collect the information, we'll have to then collect sufficient evidences to be able to prove beyond reasonable doubt in court via criminal proceedings. We'll have to collect data, we'll have to disclose whatever we found to the business, allow them a chance to explain. And the law also gives them certain leeways in the law to say if the increase is reasonable, then it's okay. Now, the law does not go on to say what constitutes a reasonable increase. We have to collect enough evidence to go to court and prove that the increase was unreasonable, and that process of investigation does take time.
Because our people, I mean, there were several questions about the number of people who purchased things at exorbitant prices on the first day, on August 1st, because they were duped into paying exorbitant prices, and they wouldn't want that to be repeated. And as you said, there's, if you really think of it, they will not get compensated for it if they...
Yes, because Vijay, the law is a very balanced one. While it has consumer rights, we're looking at one side of the coin, consumers are duped, but there's the other side of the coin, where you have consumer responsibility as well. There's this thing called consumer solidarity. So in larger markets, what consumers do is they'll boycott products. They'll say, we won't take this because the traders are behaving unethically. It's a market-based solution on achieving consumer protection or ensuring that traders behave in an ethical manner. In Fiji, the full reliance of protecting everybody's right is on FCCC.
You've got a big job.
Yes. So that is why we continuously advocate and say, we want to empower consumers so they do better. We want to empower consumers so they are able to get the best results for themselves. We want empowered consumers so they can walk up to a shop and say, this is my right. They must know their right and they must know their responsibilities as well. So that is where we are focusing on as well, so that we have a very balanced approach.